The price of being poor. A system built to keep you down. There are many hidden expenses of poverty. When the rich call out the poor for their mismanagement, they ignore the entrapment of the poor. The poor are poor because of the structural barriers that force the disadvantaged to pay more for the same. The society is regressive. The poor are forced to pay more. Take food, for instance. While wealthier families can shop in bulk and drive to warehouse stores with ease, low-income individuals are often stuck buying overpriced groceries at convenience stores or relying on fast food, not out of choice, but because they lack transportation, refrigeration, or time. A gallon of milk can cost 20% more simply because of where it's bought. A box of cereal? Sometimes double. And yet, society labels them as careless spenders. The truth is, they're being punished for being poor. When poverty hijacks even the act of eating or bathing your child affordably, how can anyone realistically plan for a better future? I think that while Lanz in his article, The Cost of Being Poor, is comprehensive in capturing the sum of the hidden expenses, he has ignored the generational vicious cycle that traps the underprivileged. When a person does not afford the basics like housing, food, health, and clothing within their limited budgets, they cannot teach their children. Most of these children, the inheritors of less, are sometimes working as many hours as their parents, or they have so little food, utilities, and other essentials that they cannot compete for the scholarships and the grades that the children from affluent families can. Thus, they cannot go to universities and change their lives around. Can budgeting help when you have nothing or you are overpaying? Budgeting is discretionary, but these people are forced to spend their limited checks on necessities. While there are some sources of help available to these people, like microfinance loans, the interest rates are astronomical because of their poor credit history and lack of collateral. With additional interest, these income-deprived people are often in the red. Then there is the predatory behavior of the society at large. Prahalad, 2004, in his book Fortune at the Bottom of the Pyramid, discusses how this poor segment of society has a lot of money combined. Thus, companies like Unilever sell sachets of tomato ketchup and shampoo to the lower-income families, which end up costing more over time than a single large purchase would. This also supports Pratchett's boot theory, but at an even foundational level. While the boots theory takes a long-term expense, low-income, often daily wage earners, do not have the money to do monthly expense budgeting. This is what makes poverty so insidious. It's not about luxury, it's about survival. A leaky apartment in a mold-ridden neighborhood leads to higher medical bills. A used car with a bad engine leads to missed shifts and eventual job loss. A single emergency can undo months of scraping by. Every system, the housing market, credit system, healthcare access, even taxes, is calibrated to ask more of the poor than of anyone else. What is described as choice for the wealthy becomes a coercive reality for the working class. And as Lanz reminds us, until this structural imbalance is acknowledged, no budgeting tip, no pull yourself up narrative will fix what's designed to remain broken. A famous saying goes, money attracts money. Well, without money, the poor will remain poor. The structural trap of overpriced product choices, economic exclusion, and exploitive behavior ensures the poor do not have the upward mobility. They are blamed for their situation, ignoring that until the social fabric of the society is against the poor, they cannot get out of this vicious generational trap. The costs of being poor will ensure that until the economically disadvantaged have a breakthrough, there is no way out. Hope also has a price, and these poor people cannot pay it.